To begin drawing our city skyline, we're going to start with a horizon line. Draw it somewhere near the middle of your paper, placing the two vanishing points on the left and right side where it meets the edges of the paper. I wanted less road, so I moved the horizon line down a little bit so I have more buildings showing. All buildings are started the same, using a vertical line. So somewhere where you want your first building to be, the corner of our city, draw your vertical line, however tall you want it to be. Now we're going to draw the bottom of the building and sidewalk. Go from the bottom of your vertical line to the vanishing point on the left. We're going to do the same on the right side, the bottom of the vertical line to the right vanishing point. Remember and make sure that you are drawing soft because we will be erasing some of these items as well. Now for the top, you're going to line it up, but we are only going to draw however long or wide we want this building to be. Remember to use the vanishing points. To finish the building, we're going to close the sides with yet another vertical line. Make sure that it is parallel to your original vertical line. You're going to go from the bottom line to the top where the building stops. And then repeat this step on the other side of the building to close off the right side. And now we have a building as if we were looking at the corner of it and can see both sides. Don't forget to erase your horizon line. There are no windows yet. You cannot see through a building. Now we'll begin the sidewalk. To do the sidewalk, we're going to go from the vanishing point on one side, and we're looking at how wide the space is between our first line, and this is now going to be the bottom of our sidewalk. So it just depends how wide you want your sidewalk to be, where you have to place it. Just ensure that you are using the vanishing point. Draw your line further than you think. We can always erase it because you should be drawing lightly. We're going to repeat this step with the other side, this time using the other vanishing point. Try to match your thickness to about the same. Just estimate it. And this time you should see that line where you start and stop at the vanishing point. Erase anything that's extra. Now we're going to draw the curb that goes from the sidewalk to the road. It's the same process as doing the sidewalk. This time it's just a more narrow line. Make sure to line up to the vanishing points. The two most important tips when doing this project are vanishing points and vertical lines. There should be nothing else in your picture. Now we're going to draw the different sections in the sidewalk. We are going to use the vanishing point that is opposite of the side we're currently drawing on. The first line is going to line up with the line you already have. We're just extending it. See how it lines up? From vanishing point to vanishing point. If I'm working on the left side, I use the right vanishing point. It's going to kind of hinge. Notice my fingers holding it on the vanishing point, and then I just slightly move the ruler every little bit. Remember, as things get closer to the vanishing point, they get smaller, so your boxes are getting closer and closer together. Watch once again. We're going to complete the same steps now for the other side. Right side, left vanishing point. They're opposites. Remember, it works like a hinge. So one hand or finger holds the ruler or straight edge on the vanishing point at all times. And then the ruler just slightly moves a little bit to make your lines on the other side. It works like a hinge, never leaving the vanishing point. Remember our rules for this entire project? You should only have lines pointing to the vanishing point or vertical lines. That is it. At this point, we are just going to be repeating the same steps to make our building. We start with a vertical line. You can either have it right next to the other building, which means you're going to use the same line and either extend it or shorten it. Then we're going to go from the top to the vanishing point, drawing a line as wide as you want your building. And then the same thing on the other side, the top to the vanishing point on the other side. Remember, this is a 2-point perspective. You have to use both vanishing points. And then close your building with a vertical parallel line. Don't forget to carefully erase your horizon line. We will complete these same steps to finish the rest. I went ahead and erased the horizon line because I know it's going to fill this entire thing up with buildings. Now, if you want to leave space between your buildings, like an alley, you can. Simply move your vertical line to the side of it and draw your line as long as you want your building to be. Repeat the same steps. Go to the vanishing point. Go to the vanishing point on the other side from the top. And then simply end your buildings with your vertical lines again. It goes vertical, vanishing point, vertical. You're going to repeat those same steps to finish this entire project. Vertical, vanishing point, vertical. Don't forget, on an alleyway, you do have to go from the bottom corner to the vanishing point on the other side, so it looks like you actually can walk down that alleyway. Continue filling your paper with buildings. You can also place them behind these other buildings like I'm doing here. It's the same steps. Vertical, vanishing point, vertical. Repeat until it's all filled. Now let's zoom in and talk about how to add details. We follow the same rules. You're only allowed to have vertical or lines going to the vanishing point. So I'm going to start by adding a sign to this building. So I'm going to mark how tall I want the side to be and where I want it to stop. If I'm on the left side of the building, I go to the left vanishing point. If I was on the right side, I would line up and go to the right vanishing point. Once you get your lines going to the vanishing point, your only other option is to do vertical lines. And in this case, I decided to do letters. Letters also follow the rules, going vertically when you're doing straight lines. Then I'm going to erase those lines because I just used them as a template to make sure my letters get smaller as they go to the vanishing point. I'm going to repeat the same steps for the one on the right. Because I'm on the right side of the building, I go to the right vanishing point. Again, vertical lines to make my letters, and erase the template when you're done. Now let's say I want to add an awning above a doorway. You're going to use the same rules, going to the vanishing point, draw your line for how tall or where you want the awning to start on the building, and then you're going to do a second one using the vanishing point of where you want it to, how far down you want it to go. Then we're just going to draw our angled lines to show it coming away from the building. Draw your vertical lines going down from each corner. And I decided to do mine in a little swooping pattern along the bottom. You can repeat this and do the same thing on any side of a building. Now let's create a doorway. Same similar steps, starting with a vertical line and then going to the vanishing point from the top. I decided to turn mine into double doors. So I went past it and then added my vertical lines to end it. Add your handles and details, trim however you want to turn this into. Now I'm adding windows. I added the bottom, and then I'm going to mark where I want the top to go. I decided to turn these into curved windows. So I'm now going in with my vertical lines. And then instead of doing straight lines to the vanishing point, I just put little marks so I can go in and turn them into a curve. I'm going to do one more window on the other side, this time bigger so it's easier for you to see. I'm going to draw my line using the vanishing point at the bottom. Using the vanishing point, I'm going to mark how tall I want that building to be. Window. Using my vertical lines for the sides. And then now that I have that template line, I can just connect them with a curve. If you didn't want a curve, you would just draw a fully straight line going to the vanishing point. Use these skills to keep doing all the rest of your details across all of your buildings. It's either a vertical line or it goes to a vanishing point.